You recently sat down with Kodak Black about his drug use. How difficult is it to have a conversation like that with someone you see the potential, so much ability, and you're kind of like throwing it all away?
We just sat down with him, you know what I mean? And it wasn't necessarily about drug use or drug abuse. It was just necessarily about reminding him, because you gotta understand, these young men, I don't want to say kids, they kids to me because they're young enough to be my kids, but these young men who are millionaires, they living in the moment.
Right.
They in the moment, they don't always understand how important they are. So it just be us to remind them that, yo, you know you that, right? You know what you mean out here, right? Okay, you see what they did to Durk, right? You see what they did to Young Thug, right? You know you ain't exempt. So come on, Neff. We not trying to throw this shit away.
Right.
We not trying to, God, he anointed you to be one of the special ones. Out of all the that you grew up with, how many people was in your position? So come on, Neff. We gonna take advantage of this. We not gonna take none of this shit for granted. And that's our job, to let him know that you special, bro. Because everybody around you, more than likely, is a yes man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know you're special, Neff, but don't f this up, Neff, because you already been to jail. You know what this shit about.
Right.
I'm not here to stroke your ego, man. I'm here to let you know that, Neff, you special. And if you f this up, you know who the idiot is? You, Neff. And they receptive to that shit because, like I said, we ain't talking at him, we talking to him.
Kodak revealed that he did as many 100 pills a day. Why do you think it's so hard for guys to come into this sum of money, this fame, this praise, this adulation, and then resort? Maybe they had these issues and they got clean, they were able to do enough to get in this position to release a record or do something. Why do you think it's so hard for them to like stay on the straight and narrow again?
You gotta understand, right? We taking kids straight out the projects, right? Straight out the gutter, straight out the streets. And then, bam, he got a shitload of money. You talk about a kid that went from having zero responsibilities, zero, to bam, now you got 10 responsibilities. Feel what I'm saying? You don't, it sometimes it happens so quick that you don't always even know how to deal with that shit. You just like, I just went from nobody asking me for nothing to now, every time
Every conversation
anybody
is about
getting
something.
a jam, they asking me for something. Now you start to feel like, playing me, like, am I being too nice? Am I not being generous enough? Am I, it's just a bunch of shit. You got family members that they feel entitled. They feel like you owe them shit. They feel like you wasn't even around during my whole journey of coming up. But now I owe you. So the difficulties of coming from the ghetto, and like I like to say this a lot of times, right? A lot of times, you know what would be the difference between white parents and black parents?
What's that?
White parents, they see their kid win, and a lot of times they already been successful in life. They got good credit, they got their house, they got
their nice car, so they're not expecting anything.
They're not expecting anything. You try to buy them a nice car, they like, Billy, I got a Bronco. You worry about you, Billy. Don't do it.
Right.
You a black family, everybody made it. Now you gotta buy your sister a car, your mama a house, your mama a car, your two brothers a car. For you even do anything for yourself, you already $1 million in the hole. Now, you gotta help them maintain the shit that you bought them that they can't afford.
Yep.
So now you bought your sister the Benz, now she need brakes, them $3,000. She can't afford the brakes, so now she done rolled the rotors off them. Now it's $8,000.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
So
you got to get them something they can upkeep.
So now, everything is coming back to you. You like, damn, wait, hold on. I did this, I put y'all in this, I did y'all this, I did y'all this. Shit still coming back to me.
Right.
Then it's cool when the money's pouring in.
What happens when it stops?
Because, man, I just got 150 tonight. I'm getting 150 tomorrow. I'm getting, don't worry about sending it. But when that shit slow up, now is an issue.
Yes.
It's like, I've been doing this shit for 3 years, 4 years. Y'all ain't established nothing yet. I was like, we never knew we had to establish nothing. You had everything.
Wow.
So a lot of these kids is going through, and then when you got them ghetto moms, oh, Lord.
You mentioned you had Thug on before the trial or any of this transpired.
Right.
Why do you think it's so hard to separate rap from street life at times?
I mean, the rap come from the streets.
But the objective is to get out, not to get out and go back.
But when we first rapping, all we rapping about is what we know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and then a lot of times it don't even be the rapper. A lot of times it be the that's around the rappers.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, if I don't rap, Shannon, right? How else am I gonna prove that I'm down for you other than when we got some beef and it's time to do something to it? I can't show my worth. Other than that, I'm just a hang around. I'm dying for you to go through some shit so I could bust some heads open so I could say, you see how I ride for you? Because I don't bring any value to the table other than that. Other than that, I'm just a hang around in the studio now.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm dying for something for somebody to with you because I'm dying to show you not only how I ride for you. That's the only way they can show you. A lot of times you don't even want to ride. He done did some dumb shit and then I shot at them. You like, nigga, what? Nigga, in the car that got, it's in my name.
You had a viral interview with Lil Durk. Unfortunately, he's in jail right now. But Wallow tearing up telling Lil Durk, bro, don't retaliate.
He and that nigga was scared. That nigga was scared for our life because they got a bunch of guns in here. Oh my God. Y'all ain't gotta do this. Stop bitching, nigga. Stop bitching, straighten up, tighten up in here. They ain't doing nothing to us.
But, I mean, he's like, because Wallow forgave the man that took his brother's life.
My cousin, Steve.
Yes,
Rest
and he
in peace
said
to
that Wallow is very close to his grandmother, called her Nana.
Yes.
And his brother, Steve, his brother that got shot, he died in an arm.
Nanny arms, yes.
In the doorway.
Yes.
And he forgave him. He said, I had to let this pain, I had to let this burden go.
Yes.
He said, I had to.
Yes. He had to because Steve got kids out here. And Steve got responsibilities out here. So if you come home on some crash dummy shit and you die or go to jail, how does that benefit anything that Steve had?
Right.
You know what I mean? He already lost his life to the streets. So for it to be a continuing cycle, it just don't make no sense. And I'm glad that, because it would have been easy for him to come home and do what everybody expected him to do.
Right.
But he came home and he did what nobody expected him to do. And that's why he's being great right now.
You Muslim?
Yes.
How long?
My whole life.
Really?
My name's Farad Nasir. That's my real government name.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that. How the hell do you get the name Gilly?
My mom's name is Gilda, and my mom is one of the craziest that you would ever meet. So growing up, I was always Lil Gilly.
Okay.
Like, yo, this Lil Gilly. Like, just be excited. Like, I never knew why. This Lil Gilly, hey, Lil Gilly! Man, go $20 to do my mom do that? Everybody's always happy to see me. Like, but my mom was always well known and well respected. So I always was Lil Gil. So by the time I got older, that just was
It's stuck.
That's Lil Gil.
How many people know your government name besides your very, very close?
Nobody. Everybody called me Gilly, man. You know what I mean?
Because when you go to advertise and sponsors, they call you Gilly.
They call me Gilly. Absolutely.
Mr. Gilly.
Yes. And even if they knew my real name, they gonna f it up. Foreignazer. Damn, you thought that was a real name, Foreignazer?
You had King Von on your pod before he tragically lost his life. Where were you when you got the news, and what were you thinking? Like, damn, I had young blood.
It was like a week later, I think, or maybe a few days later, maybe. And the only thing that was stuck in my head was a line that he said on the podcast. He said, Gilly, shit don't even be that deep, Gilly. But us young guys don't know how to talk to each other.
Mm.
And that just stuck with me because it was like, only if young guys took the chance to talk to each other, they would realize that, bro, I really don't even want to be beefing with you. I don't want to be beefing with you either. I like your music. I like your music. But they never even get a chance to talk to each other.
Is it something you got ego where I got to prove something?
Well, you know, this generation that's out now is totally different from my generation. My generation in the culture, we looked up to the hustlers. We looked up to somebody that was getting money, somebody that was doing better than you because it just appeared that, damn, that's what I want to be. This generation, they made the shooter popular. The shooter in our generation was always the lowest form of a street. It was the who life didn't matter because he's a crash dummy. He's going to die out here anyway.
Right.
So, but this generation made the shooter popular to where as though he don't have no money, he has nothing going on for himself, but he shoots.
Right.
And he's popular. And his gun actually costs more than his bankroll.
Right.
This kid got a $700 gun on him, but he got $100 to his name. So, you know, this generation really f***ed up where they made the shooter the popular guy, and it just doesn't make no sense.
Where are you on the snitching culture?
I mean, I just believe if you jump in those streets and that's what you choose to do, I just believe you should stand on that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've never believed that you should jump in the streets and then something go wrong and you should decide to tell on somebody.
Right.
Now, if that lady right there, I don't believe that she's ever been in the streets.
No.
If she saw a crime go down, she should absolutely tell what the she's seen go down.
Right.
She's a citizen. But if you're in the streets and you grew up in a certain culture and then you get caught.
You get jammed up.
You get jammed up and you like, wait, I'm going to tell on the person that had more drugs than me because I got caught. Me personally, I don't agree with that because I just think that you chose to be in that world. And when you choose something, you should understand the consequences of what you've chosen. And I would never tell on anybody when I chose to be in a certain world that I chose to be in. That's just me.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before two something.